Welcome to Shaw TV's coverage of the 2018 BC Provincial High School Wrestling Championships. I'm your host, Nancy Wilmot, and I'm here with play-by-play extraordinaire Charles Mealy. Charles, you've got a couple of helpers behind the table today.
Yeah, it's going to be great action today. I have two color commentary guys with me today. We have a provincial champion in Nolan Badavinik, and we also have the longtime coach, wrestler, and all-around nice guy, the Professor Ryan Dvorak is with us as well here on Shaw TV. It's going to be a great day here. The fifth time Alberni Valley has hosted the provincial championships.
That in itself has got to be an accomplishment, something to be proud of.
Unbelievable. The amount of pride around this community is unbelievable, and within the wrestling organization as well. You can tell on the athletes' face as well as the coaches and all the people who put it on. And of course, we've got something really big to play for today. We have three banners behind us. You can barely see us, but we do have a chance to win all three banners for the high school wrestling championships, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll find out later on today if we've got all three, and that would be the second time in history. The first time was in 1998, done by our very own ADSS.
Well, there you go. There's a reason to watch. There's a reason to be cheering these kids on today.
Unfortunately, Daniel Spencer has been declared ineligible to wrestle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with 2015 BC Provincial Champion Nolan Badavinik and the Professor Ryan Dvorak. First off, ladies and gentlemen, was a match we were supposed to have. Was Alberni District Secondary School, both wrestlers. In the blue was Daniel Spencer, and in the red was Aaron Badavinik, 74 kilo weight class. However, Daniel Spencer was hurt in his semifinal and could not compete due to concussion. So Aaron Badavinik is the gold medal winner. Daniel Spencer picks up the silver. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat 2, it is the 40 kilos girls. It is Charlie Roberts from the Queen of Angels, and in the blue, Alberni District Secondary School, Malika McDonald.
Yep, Malika is the daughter of longtime coach John McDonald. John was fourth in the World Championships so long ago. I'm sure we were still scratching on clay tablets. I'm going to throw this over to BC champion Nolan Badavinik to call.
Well, like Ryan just said, Malika comes from a long family line of wrestlers. She actually has her brother in the final later on tonight. This is her first provincial championship, and what a championship it's been, making her way to the finals. This match is particularly relevant as currently our Armada girls are in a very tight point race for the provincial title in the girls division. So a win here would be really big. Back to you, Ryan.
Just a bit of a feeling out process
thanks,
here.
Nolan.
Just a bit of feeling out process here. 2:17 left in period number 1. There is 2 rounds, Professor. Sorry, it's getting very exciting in here.
Oh yeah, it's getting loud in here now, Charles.
2 rounds, 3 minutes each. And what are these girls trying to do right off the bat?
Yeah, the sport of wrestling is involving making your opponent move in directions they don't want to move. The idea of wrestling is it is a combative sport. When you step out on that mat, it is all the experience and all the training and all the sweat that you put into this journey to get to this point, the BC Championship Finals. It is a big deal. Malika, in her first BC Championships, has shown a lot of grit and determination to get to this point. Certainly Malika has been on the mat since she was a child. She's got a front headlock working to a snap down. Malika has done something called sprawling and now posting the head. She's going to work hard here to try and keep that athlete from getting deeper on that leg. She's got to get her hips back. She's working on trying a throw. Going to try and watch her.
And Charlie Roberts from Queen of Angel.
And Charlie steps. I thought Charlie stepped out there. But I didn't get a good view of that.
That's all right.
Charles, maybe you got a better one?
I believe, I think the feet were just in still, so
yeah.
Charlie Roberts from Queen of Angel in the red. Draws first blood, it's now 1-0.
Yeah, so as a way to prevent athletes from trying to flee the mat, what our sport has developed is a rule that if you step out of what's called the caution zone, now for those of you watching at home, that's that big wide white strip around the ring. If you step outside of that, you're penalized 1 point.
Still 1-0, 1 minute left in round number 1. A bit of a feeling out process. And now Malika McDonald finds herself on the bottom. And a quick pinning position could be happening for Charlie Roberts from Queen of Angel. And there it is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Malika. She got caught in a head and arm throw. Again, it happens in our sport. They were both very evenly matched wrestlers. But Malika got caught in the throw. And, Charlie is awarded 4 points for the takedown, and she takes the gold medal in the 2018 BC Provincial Wrestling Championships.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to throw it over now to Nancy Wilmot, who has an interview with Tom McAfee.
Thank you, Charles. And I am here with Mr. Wrestling, Mr. Tom McAfee. Tom, you've been involved with wrestling here in the Alberni Valley since the very beginning. It's always been your baby.
Well, that's right. It's 40 years since I came to Port Alberni and took over the program from Walter Taylor at A.W. Neal. And it's been a great 40 years, a lot of memories, and tonight's pretty special.
It's very special, and I want to point out to the viewers out there that maybe don't know you, some years ago, Daniel Legale won a gold medal for wrestling in Canada in the Sydney Olympics. One of his first trips after an Olympian coming home was to visit Port Alberni to go to the schools. And I interviewed Daniel, and I said, Daniel, why are you coming to Port Alberni? And he said, this is the mecca of Canadian wrestling. And Tom, that all goes down to you. That's got to feel good to make that kind of impact.
Yeah, well, that was a great compliment Daniel gave us, and you know, I don't take it all because of myself. I have a lot of people that have been for a lot of years and put a lot of time and effort in, and but it's very special that we're recognized and across the country with that sort of thing. And I think it shows now our kids conduct themselves. You know, they're proud to wrestle for us, and I think that that's the tradition that we talk about.
It's a tradition, and it's a tradition that has spread. Certainly we see your influence spreading to other schools because there's often that connection that we can trace back to you and to ADSS.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. We have a lot of alumni who've, sport has been good to them. They've enjoyed it. It's been part of their life, and they've wanted to give back. And we have alumni all over the province now who have started programs or helping with programs or officiating or still involved in some way. And today is going to be very special because we're welcoming back about 40 of our champions to do the medal presentations.
Tom, what is it about wrestling in particular?
I think that first off, it's an individual sport. And by its nature, it's what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Tom, that pretty much sums up why you're being honored today. What you put into it, you get back. Congratulations, and thank you so much for everything you've done for the program.
Thanks very much.
Charles, back to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It is a 69-kilo girls weight class. In the red, it is Caitlin Jinda from Carey High up in Campbell River. In the yellow signet, technically blue, Celeste Evans from Elphinstone in Gibsons.
This is an interesting matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Jinda has been having a strong season here, and she's only had lost to one competitor. Her competitor, unfortunately, got injured at the qualifier. And now she's got her on her back. She's taking her back here. She's looking to get her shoulder blades to touch here. If both shoulder blades touch at the same time, that's called a pin. That ends the match regardless of score. And there we go. Caitlin Jinda gets the pin and the win here at Port Alberni at the 2018 BC Championships.
Just like that, again, just as Nolan said, Caitlin Jinda from Carey High in the red with a quick victory 30 seconds in over Celeste Evans from Elphinstone in Gibsons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat number 2, it is 57-kilo weight class. It is in the red from WD Poppy, Pertapal, Joe Hall, and your very own from ADSS, Seth Price in the blue.
Yeah, Seth's been working hard all year. He's had a series of illnesses that have sort of hampered his training, so we'll see how he does against Joe Hall here. He's getting in trouble early, getting wrapped up into a cradle. Seth's going to fight hard, but he's in an interesting location. Pertapal is doing a good job keeping him in bounds. And is now working on stacking him up. And Seth with a beautiful reversal. That's simply knowing where your body is on the mat and being able to respond. Well done to Seth.
So DW Poppy, Joe Hall in the red is taking a 4-1 lead, but a great position by Seth Price to turn that around and get points.
Yeah, Seth scores 1 point on the reversal. Pertapal goes right into that double leg and a big air. That looked like 4 points. We have confirmation. 4 points for Joe Hall. Seth's in tough now, but Pertapal seems to be wrestling a little fast and loose here, so Seth may be able to catch him.
So maybe just for our viewers, explain why that was a 4-point throw, Mr. Professor.
Yeah, so 4 points are awarded in wrestling when your opponent takes you from your feet directly to your back. So again, Seth in a double leg was taken up and dropped onto his back. That with exposure, which means that your back is turned more than 90 degrees to the mat, that awards 4 points to the offensive wrestler.
It's now 8-1. Now it's 10-1 for Joe Hall from WD Poppy. Seth Price in a world of trouble with 1:44 left. And of course, you don't have to be pinned. You can win by 10-point superiority.
Yeah, there's several ways to win in wrestling. One is 10-point superiority. That's called a tech. So if you tech your opponent, you've won by 10 points or more. The other is by pin. That is the ultimate way to win in wrestling. And the third is by being cautioned out, interesting enough. And then again, of course, the fourth, you can just win by points.
So what we saw there was the referee stop as Joe Hall had his hand on the back in a precarious position, back of the head.
Yeah,
Seth Price had to stop that. And you saw the handshake in the middle, a little bit a little bit of sportsmanship there as well.
Well, wrestling is a game of is a sport of sportsmanship. The wrestlers both, they respect each other, the hard work that they've put in to get here. This is a sport that demands respect of our athletes, and certainly they're showing it today. Seth with a nice work on an arm twist. He's coming in, and again, they're shutting it down because of concern over athletes' safety. Our officials have done a fantastic job all weekend. We'd really like to thank all the BC wrestling officials that have come here and dedicated a lot of their time to this sport. They've worked really, really hard, long days. You have no idea what it's like to stand out on that mat from 8:30 in the morning until 8:30 at night. It's just an exhausting process, but kudos to our officials. And back to Seth here. He's still down by 9. He's got to be real cautious he doesn't give up any more points and look to see if he can catch Pritapal in one of those tosses. And Seth down for 2. That will be a technical superiority, Charles.
And shows the belt as well at
and
the same
just
time.
when we were talking about sportsmanship, unfortunate to see that. But good job, Pritapal.
That's right. Pritapal, Joe Hall from WD Poppy in the 57-kilo boys weight class. Seth Price, the silver medal in the provincials from Alberni District Secondary School. Now we'll go back to Nancy Wilmot, who has an interview with the president of BC High School Wrestling, Mr. Mike Roselli.
Thank you so much, Charles. I am here with Mike Roselli, president of the BC High School Wrestling Association. Mike, how big a deal is it to hold the provincials every year?
Oh, it's absolutely imperative. BC High School Wrestling, like all BC school sports, are paramount to grow our kids, not only in their self-esteem, their physical fitness, but it's going to lead to better kids being better adults and contributing to society as a whole.
Okay, you sound like you're echoing what our own Mr. Tom McAfee always says. This isn't just about the sport, it's about the whole athlete.
This isn't about just one sport. And although I really appreciate wrestling for what it is a time for a young man or a young woman to stand on their own and put in the work to have the single success. Now that single success very quickly turns into team success because they're part of a greater good. Now, regardless of what sport it is, I implore all levels of government and the school boards to get behind BC school sports for the good that they do in developing the character of our children.
Excellent. And this is a fairly large event, 3-day event here in Port Alberni. How's Port Alberni doing?
Port Alberni has the distinction of being one of the winningest programs in the history of BC wrestling. Was that okay? Under the leadership of Tom McAfee, I think they're getting into their 4th generation now of winning programs. If we were going to build a program from the start, it would be based on the Port Alberni program.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about it. We've seen some great wrestling so far. We're getting ready to see some more.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving stuff around here. We're doing the 54-kilo girls now. In the red from Chemainus, Hannah Tuplin. And in the blue from Sir Charles Tupper, it's Jocelyn Batha in the blue.
And as you can see right now, Hannah Tuplin in the red, she's digging for what we call an underhook there. She wants to get underneath the arm of her opponent. Now they've got a little more space. There she goes, back to that underhook, how she's hooked underneath the arm. She's pulling her down. She's going to look to try and grab a leg and get behind. In wrestling, if you can get behind your opponent, you score 2 points. So she's looking for the 2 points here. Hannah Tuplin's from Vancouver Island. She's wrestling out of Cowichan, former national champion. I believe this is her grade 12 year, so it'll be interesting to see if she decides to pursue wrestling after high school in a post-secondary institution. Just going back to that underhook again here. This doesn't look super active, but it is an exhausting position, and she attacks for the leg.
Good work by Jocelyn Batha. Actually, correction, she's from John Oliver. That was written wrong, not Sir Charles Tupper. But still 0-0 with 2 minutes left in round number 1.
Back to that underhook there. She's going to try and look to probably lift that up and attack the legs again. She was very close there to getting a hold of her opponent's leg in her last attempt. She's pulling her back down to the mat. Looking to go behind here. The ref called it. It's a stalemate. If there's the wrestlers are stuck in a position and no action is happening, the ref will return them to standing.
Looks like the athlete in the blue was chucking away some finger tape there, maybe just opening the fingers up a little bit.
If you look, she's actually got tape all over her fingers. Perhaps maybe she has a finger that she is injured. It'll be interesting to see if that continues to play into the match as it carries on here. Now the ref right now is warning blue for passivity. So in the sport of wrestling, if someone is stalling or not being active, the ref issues a warning, and the first warning is just that, is merely a warning. And then if the ref decides the person is still stalling, they can issue another warning, and a 30-second clock starts. If that clock hits 30 seconds and the stalling wrestler or the passive wrestler has not attacked, the aggressive wrestler is awarded a point. So that's exactly what we're seeing here right now. Jocelyn Batha now has 30 seconds to score, or Hannah Tuplin in the red will be awarded a point.
So 55 seconds left, still 0-0. And there's Jocelyn Batha going for it. And a great defense from the Shemena secondary, Hannah Tuplin at this point. Still 0-0, 45 seconds left. And a great shoot by Jocelyn Batha, and she will get the point. As Nolan Benevic said, she was under pressure to do so. She picks up the point and will not be penalized.
That's a big point there, because not only does she score a point, but she also avoids giving up a point because of the stall clock. So in effect, that's a 2-point swing. Hannah, going back to those underhooks, she's really been working that position this match. It'll be interesting to see if she can score from there as her opponent begins to fatigue. She's looking for a throw. There's a flurry here right at the end of the period, and that should be a 2-point takedown for Hannah Tuplin, giving her the lead here at what will probably be the end of the first period. Closing seconds, but doesn't look like she's going to be able to get a turn here.
Good play by Hannah Tuplin at that point to get out of that headlock. I thought Batha was going to hold on to it, but to no avail. So she gives up the 2 points, and that probably will be how the first period will end. 2-1 for Hannah Tuplin from Shemena Secondary in the red.
As they head back to their corners, Hannah Tuplin is coached by Nick Zubak, while Jocelyn Batha is coached by Frank Mensa. Frank is also an assistant coach with the SFU women's wrestling team in Burnaby. So some top-level coaching there.
I think we've seen, Nolan, I think we've seen definitely Coach Zubak here for many years, down from the Duncan, Chemainus area, Cowichan Valley Wrestling, which encompasses the area, the whole area of Chemainus, Lake Cowichan, Duncan as well. So a well-known coach here in the Alberni Valley.
And they're underway here in the second period. Looks like Jocelyn Batha in the blue is really making use of fakes. She's trying to set her opponent up and get a reaction and then time it. And she shoots in, and she looking for a throw here, and she gets it. That's 2 points for blue.
Pretty much the same thing as she tried last time, except she held on to the head, and not this time that she did end up letting it go. And a quick look at the scorecard for Hannah Tuplin and the score clock to see where she's at and how much time she's got left. 3-3 now, and they'll stand them up. 2:25 left in period number 2. It's a tie, 3-3, between Hannah Tuplin from Chemainus and Jocelyn Batha from John Oliver.
After a slow start to the first period, it looks like the girls are opening up here. Hannah Tuplin back in on a shot. She's trying to drive up. She's driving. Batha looking for a throw, and Tuplin, big move there. The ref called 2. However, I would not be surprised if it becomes a 4-point move, and it is confirmed.
Huge throw right in front of her coach, Nick Zubak, and you can tell he jumped up and down for that one. A huge throw in this match. And now we're going to see, actually, it looks like a late throw. and it's too late according to. So just really quickly for the people at home, we've changed how the provincials go. It is a challenge process now, not a protest. So the coach had about 5 seconds after the points happened to throw the brick, and he was not quick enough, so he was denied the challenge.
We are extremely fortunate. This has been the first BC Provincial Championships where every single match has had video review. So thank you to Nanotech for helping us create that system. But it's been awesome. That way the refs, if they have any questions or even if they're uncertain about a call, they can go back, they can watch the video immediately after the flurry and always make sure they get the call right. Jocelyn here really needs to get on her offense here. There's closing time here. She needs multiple takedowns or a big 4-point move. So Jocelyn's going to be looking to push the pace here. Expect her to come hard.
And it is still 7-3 at this point. 1:15 left in round number 2. It is Hannah Tuplin from Chemainus, and now we have the 2 referees on each side are letting the mat referee know. So I guess it's, again, a call for passivity.
Yeah, the tables have turned, though. This time the passivity call is on Hannah Tuplin. Although right now, in the situation as it stands, she has a 4-point lead. The penalty for a shot clock is only a 1-point penalty. So it might be strategically smart for her to not worry too much about the passive call. Normally, interesting rule right there. Normally that would be a 2-point takedown. But there's a rule in freestyle wrestling that if the defensive wrestler doesn't do anything to stop a throw, and the offensive wrestler merely slips, it's no points. So right now we have Jocelyn back in on a leg, trying to double off there. She needs to drive up if she wants to finish this. If her head stays on the mat, she probably will not score this. She's trying to get her head up.
Great effort by Jocelyn Batha from John Oliver in the blue. She needs points, 25 seconds left. As the professor says, it's go time for the blue wrestler.
In the closing seconds here, she's going to have one more flurry left in her. Blue is going to look for a big move. She's going to try and put her opponent straight to her back and potentially look for a pin. Closing 13 seconds here, short time. She looks for a big throw. Hannah defends.
Defends it quite well, it looks like.
Yeah, she's defending it quite well. She might even score here to close it out. And Hannah Tuplin is your 2018 provincial champion.
And you can tell from the crowd, there's a big contingent from Chemainus and the Cowichan Valley area, and rightfully so for Hannah Tuplin in the 54-kilo girls weight class. She is the gold medal winner out of Chemainus.
Great match, girls.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, on mat number 2, in the blue, it is Amar Atwal from Lord Sweetsmere and our very own Isaac McDonald from Alberni District Secondary School in the red. 70-kilo boys.
Yeah, we look forward to a very exciting match here. We have Isaac McDonald, longtime coach John McDonald's son, competing in his BC Grade 12 BC Provincial Championships final. Interesting point, in fact, Isaac has placed at every BCs he's wrestled in since grade 8, which is almost unprecedented in the history of our program.
Isaac's well known around here, not only just in the wrestling program, but around the community. And he's really grown into his own after all these years. In fact, I remember Isaac when he was just a little one, running around volunteering at the wrestling tournament. So really happy to see him here at the finals of the BC Championships in his own hometown.
I know it makes me feel old, but I remember when Isaac first stepped on the wrestling mat, and that was a long, long time ago now, Charles. Again, we're having a very tactical battle here. Isaac being warned about being passive, although I'd say he's probably being the more aggressive wrestler right now. Isaac's going to be working for control, inside control of Atwal. So he's got a 2-on-1 right now. He's on the elbow. It's a good position to be in. Atwal's working at countering that by circling. Looking at this, continuing, Isaac's still continuing to work. We're calling a passive on Atwal. This will be a warning, so the blue wrestler, Atwal, will be warned to be more passive, or more aggressive, I should say. If he's deemed to still be passive, something that will happen is he'll be put on the clock. So we'll wait and see if that happens, Charles. So again, both athletes being very strategic here, making some good choices, countering, waiting for that opportunity to come and not trying to force it. And again, Atwal is being called passive again. That will put Atwall on the clock. He has 30 seconds to score a point against McDonald, or Atwall will lose a point.
So 0-0, 126 remaining. Sorry, 127 remaining in round number 1. So Atwall has 30 seconds to score a point, or Isaac McDonald will draw first blood.
Yeah, and it's a big deal to get that first point scored. So we'll keep an eye on that blue number that's clicking down. That's the passivity clock. Isaac's stretching out here. He's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how Isaac runs this. He's got to keep circling. He's got a hold of that arm. He's got to hold it for another 9 seconds. No, 2 points awarded to Atwall. I believe that will cancel the shot clock. And again, 2 points awarded to Atwall. Isaac down with 53 seconds left. Isaac's got lots of time. He can afford to be patient here.
So as you said, Professor, 2-0 start for Atwall from Lord Tweedsmuir in the blue, Isaac McDonald in the red from ADSS.
Yeah, I give Isaac a lot of credit. He tried, he worked hard there. It just didn't work out for him. Atwall was just able to circle and get behind him. Working on a front headlock. I look at Isaac to snap this down and get behind Atwall. You can score 2 points in wrestling by bringing your opponent to the mat and then circling to get behind them. And Isaac, unfortunately, they're stepping out. 1 point is awarded to Atwall. Isaac now down by 3. But again, there's lots of time in this match.
Lots of time left. 20 seconds left in round number 1. You'll still have 3 minutes in round number 2. But again, 3-0 start for Amar Atwall from Lord Tweedsmuir in the blue.
Yeah, and Amar seems to be slowing down a little bit here with 7 seconds left in the match, the period, I should say. He's going to be happy just to go to his corner, get a drink of water, and some advice from his coach.
And that'll bring the end of round number 1. It is 3-0 still. Amar Atwall from Lord Tweedsmuir. And in the red, Isaac McDonald will go back and have a bottle of water and talk with the mustache men, Coaches Bodner and Coach McDonald.
Yeah, the athletes have 30 seconds to have a quick drink of water. It has to be nothing but water. Get some advice from their coach or coaches, and make sure they're not sweaty.
Now, it's interesting you say that, Professor. That was something that was mentioned yesterday. There were coaches that had Gatorade or other bottles there, and it was told you had to get rid of that. Only water in the corners.
That's correct, Charles. Only water. Now here we go. Back in period 2, Isaac McDonald has 3 minutes to score enough points to beat Atwall or to find a spot where he can pin him. Isaac's going to keep circling here. He's got that arm, but Atwall's in good position here, so Isaac's got to keep working this. Isaac's got to keep working here and keep circling. They are in the caution area, which means they're near to be out of bounds. Atwall scores 2. McDonald is still in this match. He's just got to keep his head in the game.
Great move by Atwall. Curled the left leg up of Isaac, then put it behind his leg and was able to move around and get 2 points. So now it's 5-0.
Yeah, and Isaac is actually wrestling up a weight class here. So 70 is not his natural weight. The fact that he's still sticking in here shows the true grit and determination that McDonald is showing in this match.
I would say if he's wrestling up a weight class and he's made it all the way to the finals of the BC High School Championships, I'd say that's a feat in itself. But we know he won't settle for silver. He'll try for that gold, and we'll see what he can do with 2 minutes left here in round number 2.
Yeah, Isaac will leave nothing on this mat. There will be nothing left behind when he's done. So again, they're working in. Atwall tries to control the head. There's a famous saying in wrestling that where the head goes, the body follows. So if you can get that control with that, as you can see, Atwall with that hand on the back of Isaac's neck. Isaac working for control of the arms. Isaac's looking like he's trying to set up a throw. Uh-oh.
And right down in front of the screen here. All right. And it looks like a bad fall, unfortunately, here.
What we have,
Isaac McDonald. So,
yeah, Isaac was right in front of us when he fell down. We certainly got we could hear the pain.
Yeah, we did hear a yellow, but at this point, we're just going to take a quick timeout, and we'll have the first aid attend to Isaac. He's a pretty tough young man, and we'll see if he can continue in the 70-kilo boys weight class here at the Provincial Championships. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Just really quickly, it is quite obvious that Isaac McDonald in the 70-kilo weight class unfortunately cannot continue. He is out, and he will shake hands as he is a true competitor, as all our Mata wrestlers are, and we will congratulate at this time Amar Atwal from Lord Tweedsmuir. And you can see Isaac McDonald limping around, but he is unable to continue for ADSS. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on Mat 2, 45 kilo boys, it is Owen Martin in the red from SAIL, and it is Alberni District Secondary School, Ravi Manhas in the blue.
Ravi's been training hard all year. He's a two-time provincial medalist here, but has never quite managed to capture that championship. Let's see if he can do it here tonight. Looks like Owen Martin here. He's got a leg. He's trying to go behind. Ravi's defending well. He's defending hard. Ravi wants to get back up to his feet here. He doesn't want to stay on his knees. So you can see he's trying to battle back up, and he manages to fight his way back to his feet.
Ravi Manhas, well known in this town, multiple sports, but he's another wrestler that's come up through the ranks for the Alberni Wrestling Club, and now he's here in the provincial final, and he's got a chance to score some points.
Ravi looked pretty close to a throw there. He was trying to lock his hands, and he almost put Owen in trouble there, but they're back to a fairly neutral position. Looks like the refs are looking to warn Owen for passivity. So that's just the first warning. If there is another one, they'll see a 30-second clock, and Owen responds quickly to that warning, shooting in on and taking Ravi's legs and earning himself a 2-point takedown.
So Ravi Manhas will find himself down 2-0 as soon as the score clock is updated, and it is. 2 minutes left in round number 1. And that is for Owen Martin from SAIL in Surrey against blue wrestler from EDSS, Ravi Manhas.
Oh, big four here for Owen Martin, and he's going to look to keep Ravi on his back. Ravi fighting hard, and he fights off of his back here. Owen looking, he's going to try and cross Ravi's legs, and if he can, he will attempt to turn Ravi. This move is called a cross ankle. It's extremely common in freestyle wrestling. Owen faking.
A couple fakes, I was going to say.
Ravi closing the distance. Owen's in on the legs again. And that looks like that might be 4 points and the match. 10-point tech fall. And that is it.
And that is it.
Ravi Manhas loses a tough one here, but congrats. He is the
provincial
silver medalist.
Sorry, Nolan. It was a tough one for Ravi Manhas. Silver medal against Owen Martin from Surrey, who is the gold medal winner for the 45 kilo weight class. Next up, we're going to go to Nancy Wilmot again, who's got Rochelle Mackenzie for an interview.
Thank you, Charles. You know, there's no doubt about it. This is a wrestling community. Certainly, these are the provincials this year, but we do have the Alberni Invitational every year. And I am here with Rochelle Mackenzie, who's been involved for 30 years. I think she was a mere child when she began. Rochelle, how big a deal is it to put on an event like the BC Provincials?
It's amazing. It's a huge undertaking. We've got 6 mats. There's over 450 wrestlers coming. They qualify from all over the country, or the province, and it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it to be the show for these kids.
Okay, you really are the show for these kids. It's a big deal for all of the wrestlers, many of whom are going to go on to larger careers. You'll see them on the world stage. You may see some of at the Olympics. Is this down to volunteers?
It is. We need a huge volunteer base to get this done. We've got, for the pairing masters, we've got 7 people on our pairing team. The officials, there's 21 on-mat officials making this work and get it done.
And you mentioned over 400 wrestlers here. Certainly some of them are local wrestlers, but a lot of them are out of towners. It's got to have a huge economic impact on a community this size.
Absolutely. All the hotels have been booked right solid since last year. As soon as we were announced the thing, the restaurants are full. The grocery stores are crazy. It's great for the town.
Great for the town, great for the wrestlers, great for the wrestling program. Rochelle, thank you so much for your years of service.
Thanks.
Well, I know Rochelle's got plenty to do because there are wrestlers getting ready to hit the mat. So back to you, Charles.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat 2, 41 kilo boys, it is Bobby Mackenzie from Alberni District Secondary School in the red, and in the yellow, technically blue, from Elphinstone in Gibsons, it's Matt Drope.
Yeah, we got a couple of grade 9 wrestlers here, Charles. Bobby is the son of longtime coach Rochelle Mackenzie. Bobby looking to try and counter a nice single leg takedown with a head and arm. was not successful. Does give up 2 points in that, but he's going to work hard at the bottom to give up no points here. It looks like Matt's trying to work on a cradle. The referees call him up as no movement. Matt's just pretty much able to walk into that ankle pick. Oh, again, does something different. Bobby gets 2 points there. Gives up another 2. At this weight class, they tend to be pretty aggressive, and they tend to bend and move in ways that the bigger boys sure can't. Matt's got a cradle locked in here. He doesn't have it locked into a place where he's going to be able to pin Bobby at this point. Bobby gets out of the... Okay, coming in. Matt comes in with a crossface. He's attempting to turn Bobby so that his shoulder blades are past 90 degrees facing the mat. Bobby defends quite well. He is down. Bobby's down by 4 points right now. But certainly at this weight class, that's simply one move away.
Very impressed by his mat awareness. Hasn't had even given him a chance to get pinned.
Yeah, Bobby tried to counter that move by wrapping his arms around Matt's, basically around Matt's chest. Bobby down by 8 now, has to be very careful not to give up any more points here. And that will be no points. No points awarded. Bobby comes back with a head and arm with an amazing reversal. Bobby Mackenzie, the yellow wrestler, is grabbing Bobby's singlet. That's a cautionable action. Oh my God, this has become amazing. Bobby's got him in a position, and Bobby is pinned! Bobby has pinned Matt in an amazing comeback. Amazing comeback on that. Bobby looks absolutely stunned.
He can't believe it. He fought through all that, and it's Bobby Mackenzie in the red. One of the toughest kids I've known ever since he was born, and he is the winner in a provincial championship right in front of his hometown and right in front of his family.
You're looking at the face of a champion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat 2, 60-kilo boys weight class in the red. It's actually Flixel Reyes from Notre Dame. In the blue, it's Owen Spencer from ADSS. And you can tell the red wrestler by the red anklet.
Right here, Flixel going in aggressively for an attack, looking for a throw. Now he's reaching for the leg. Owen counterattacks, and that's his signature double right there. That's Owen's move. He's been hitting it on everybody all tournament. Nobody's been able to stop it. Gets in on his attack. He's trying to finish. Goes, interesting scramble there. Still no points, and the ref calls it as a stalemate. It's a good start for Owen, getting to his offense and showing he can get in on his legs.
Yeah, really tough there. It looked like his leg was in a bad position, so the ref will stop for safety and put him back up. So 2:18 left in round number 1. Still no score in this matchup.
Owen trying to post the hips away, avoid a throw here. Flixel looking to grab a leg. Owen could be in trouble here. He's got to get back to his feet. Oh, and Flixel, this move is called a cradle, and this move is very dangerous. Oh, look for Owen to try and break the grip there. He's got to break his grip to get off his back. He is in trouble here. He's got to fight off his back. He's working hard.
Doing a pretty good job at this point. He has not given up his back just yet, and Flixel Reyes from Notre Dame is trying his best. Also looking at the clock, Owen Spencer knowing where he is, and here's that cradle. Trying to lock his hands, but Owen Spencer's fighting it, and he's able to almost get out if he can, and he does. Oh, but Flixel Reyes from Notre Dame doesn't want to give it up just yet.
Yeah, he might.
4-0 now with 1:18 left in round number 1. Flixel Reyes starting to add up the points here.
And it looks like Owen might have broken the grip here, though. He's out.
Great work by Owen Spencer to break the grip. And it is Flixel Reyes, again, with the red anklet, and he is up 4-0 on the ADSS wrestler, Owen Spencer.
That's a bit of a crisis averted there. Now Owen's back on his feet. He can go to work, look for his signature double leg that he's been using all season. Snapping him down. He's pulling him down to the mat, looking for a leg here.
Great defense so far by Owen Spencer. Doesn't want to give up that leg. Also trying to control the arm and the head at the same time.
It's a good position. He has his ankle here, so he'll probably score a takedown. And that's a 2-point takedown there for Owen as he halves the deficit here. He's only a 2-point maneuver away from taking the lead. Working hard on a power half here. And he's transitioning to the other side, and they'll stand them back up.
Well, he's got 2 points there, so he's cut the deficit in half with 20 seconds left. It is 4-2 now.
He's just sprawling, trying to extend his opponent, put his head on the mat, and go around and score another 2. Short time here, only 9 seconds left in the period. Can he get around? And he does. 4-4, Owen Spencer with the takedown to end the first period. Now he'll talk to his coaches, John McDonald and Russell Bodner, get a drink of water, and prepare for the second period.
So great second half of that round. It was Fixel Reyes from Notre Dame doing as much as he could, getting a 4-0 lead, and almost a pinning predicament as well with the cradle. But Owen Spencer, great defense, comes out of there and was able to score 4 points. So going into round number 2, it'll be tied 4-4.
We got to see Owen wrestle a couple of tough matches earlier in the tournament. He had to defeat the #1 seed in the semifinal to earn this berth in the final. So we know his conditioning is unmatched. Fatigue will not be a factor here. He will push the pace for the entire 6 minutes.
And it's always good to see them get to the finals of the BC Championships, and that's where these two are at. And Owen Spencer wants to get some points and take a lead at this point.
Once again, you see him firing off a shot. Didn't quite get there on that one, but Flixel's trying to snap him down, bring him down to the mat, and Flixel's in on the attack. Owen, though, good defense.
Great sprawl.
Oh, and a 4-point move for Flixel. And he's locked up the cradle again. Let's see if Owen can fight his way out.
And that is a hard cradle.
This is a tight one.
And Owen Spencer trying to roll over.
Might be
he
rolling
might be able
through,
to do
though.
it. Great effort by Owen Spencer, knowing where he is and what he's got to do.
What a battle right here. Owen is just giving it his all to fight off his back, and he's reversed him.
Great move by Owen Spencer. The Notre Dame wrestler did go up 8-4, but now it's 8-6, and Owen Spencer has the position. 1:45 left. They're going to stand him up, but this match is really close.
As we come to the closing minute and a half minute or so of the second period here, if the match were to end tied, Flixel Reyes would win on criteria because of that 4-point move. So Owen needs not only a takedown, but he needs 2 takedowns or a 4-point move of his own to take the lead here. And he fires off a signature shot in on the legs. Can he finish?
Great defense by Flixel Reyes. But what is going to happen now? This could be a bad position for Flixel Reyes.
He's looking to double off, get the other leg. His head's out. He's very close to a takedown here. And it is awarded. 8-8, all tied up. 1:08 left. Owen Spencer, though, trailing on criteria. He needs to score here before the end of this match.
1 minute left, as you said, Nolan. 8-8 now, and it is Owen Spencer trying to get one more point to make it happen in the provincial finals.
Very close to a turn here. Working a power half and a leg ride. Oh, bit of a scramble. This could be a reversal scenario. Owen battling, no points yet, and he looks like he might have a turn.
And
it's
2-2. Like 2 points for each, so that'll make it 10-10 with 30 seconds left.
And they award Red 2 points. Oh, and Owen to his back.
And that's the 2 points that Owen Spencer was looking for. 20 seconds left. He's in the driver's seat.
Short time here. There seems to be, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a video review out of the red corner.
We have Coach McDonald now. Actually, both coaches are asking, so we'll need some clarification. Looks like both coaches now are up and asking, so now they're going to call the other bench official and the mat official over. So they're going to have a little chat now and make sure accuracy is key at this point in the BC Provincial Championships. So let's get it right. We do have the instant replay as well, but the refs are going to get together and decide who scored what and what is left with 15 seconds left.
So as it stands right now, it's 12-10 for Owen Spencer. It'll be interesting to see if they make any changes, but it appears that they have confirmed their call. Owen Spencer has 15 seconds left.
And now
he's up by 2 points. And now we see the video review challenge block thrown in. Red would like them to take another look.
And let's see if we can try to listen in a little bit at the bench.
down just before all that happened. Our guy turned for 4.
So Red's coaches here, they have to determine
Your guy got 2,
exactly which
and the other guy
specific
got
call
3
they're
points.
challenging. They will not
The whole
review
sequence,
the
I believe.
entire
But you know what? We'll look at the video. We'll look at the video.
Specifically,
Yeah, we'll look at the video.
So it's important that they pick whichever because there's a lot of action there. There are many possible scoring interpretations of that sequence. So it's very important that the coach properly determine which flurry he'd like to examine.
And so here we are now. We have the head officials here that are at the mat. They're going to look at the instant replay. We have all weekend we've had 1 camera on each mat. Now we have 2 for the finals on each side. The cameras have to show the mat and the scoreboard at the same time. So that's what they're doing right now. They'll look it up.
Coach John McDonald giving some last-second pointers to his athlete there before the final seconds of this great provincial final match.
This has been well worth the price of admission. 50-kilo boys, the provincial championships right here in Alberni. And this replay will be crucial to both competitors going forward. If it stays the way it is, Owen Spencer from ADSS will be in the driver's seat with 15 seconds left. All he's got to do is stay away from the big throw. Still doing the replay, still going through it. I have the privy to see the replay right here. I'm not too sure they're going to change anything. They're talking about the points that have been awarded.
I would be surprised if they were to change this series in favor of Red there. Most of the sequence was primarily controlled by the blue wrestler, in my opinion. But I have been wrong before, so.
And it looks like, no, it has not changed. Nolan, you're on it. So they have lost their challenge, and it is ADSS with 15 seconds left. Matt referee wants to make sure everybody's in position. 15 seconds left, got to go. And Owen Spencer's got to protect. 10 seconds. Throw him out, Owen. Or just stay off your back. And that is very tough. And that's 2 points for Red. And that will be it. It is Flixel Reyes from Notre Dame with the very surprising comeback in that match after all that, scoring the last 2 points. And he is the provincial champion in the 60-kilo weight class. Owen Spencer in the blue, the silver medalist. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, last match, the provincial finals. It's mat 2, 75-kilo girls weight class. It is Keisha Nagor from Riverside in the blue and ADSS's own Paige Marr in the red. Here we go, the last match of the day for the 75-kilo girls weight class.
Yeah, we're in a really interesting position here, Charles. We got Paige in grade 9, who has been on the mat since I think she was born. And then you've got Keisha, who's in grade 11, who's a multi-sport athlete from Riverside. What we have now, though, is an even more interesting position in terms of the team. Oh, and Paige unleashes the beast. 4 points for Paige Marr.
What a great start for Paige Marr.
Look at that determination in her eyes. Paige wants this more than any of us can imagine. And Paige has now put us in a very interesting position. Our boys look like they have a very, very good chance of winning the BC championships, but our girls also have a very, very good chance of winning the provincial championship titles. 2 teams winning the boys, girls, and the aggregate has only been done once before in the history of BC wrestling, and that is by the Alberni wrestling program in the 90s.
And right now, Paige Marr is up 6-0, and we will get you those final results as soon as we can. After the matches, ladies and gentlemen, it'll take a little time to tally all the scores up. But as you said, Professor, we are very close on both the boys and the girls side as a team. And there is a chance we could win all 3 banners this weekend.
Well, Charles, you know how much I hate making predictions, but I am looking forward to being in the gym at ADSS and seeing those banners, all 3 of them, up on the wall. I predict an Alberni sweep in the 2018 BC Wrestling Championships, and I think Paige's last move has just clinched it for us.
It's up 6-0, and now it's a pinning predicament, and it's all over.
And Paige Marr unleashes the beast.
She was up 10-0, but she wins via pin, and it is Paige Marr in the red for ADSS. She's won the provincial gold medal, and perhaps she's also won 3 banners for ADSS, and we'll find out soon.
What a day, what a championship. Charles, holy cow.
Unbelievable. ADSS comes out huge. We have 3 banners in the background. It hasn't been officially announced at this point, but we've counted up the points. ADSS has won boys, girls, and girls team. They got 3 banners they're going to hang up at ADSS after this weekend.
Well, Ryan, you got to feel good.
Well, you know, it's hard to explain just how good it feels. Our athletes performed outstanding. Yesterday they had semifinal matches. They left nothing on these mats. They showed their heart, they showed their grit, they showed us what it means to be an Alberni wrestler. They've really been ambassadors of the sport, and we as a school and as an organization are proud of all of them. You know, our wizard of numbers, Rochelle Mackenzie, has guaranteed me it is a lock. A sweep for ADSS Wrestling. This has only been done once in the history of this sport in British Columbia. Alberni did it in the late 80s, and in 2018, at our 5th provincial championship we're hosting, Alberni does it again. A clean sweep of the province.
Unbelievable. I'm just going to get one comment from Nolan. Nolan, were you ready to climb over the table?
Oh, I was totally ready to climb over the table. This whole tournament has been so exciting. All of the athletes have competed to their very best. They did everything right. They prepared properly, and it's just nice to see it pay off for such a great group of athletes and a great group of coaches.
Well, gentlemen, thank all of you, and thank you for watching Shaw TV's coverage of the finals of the BC 2018 High School Wrestling Championships.